So about a year ago I made this video which was all about what Japanese people think about Germany.
What do you think about Germany?
And it seems to have offended some of my German viewers. But recently while travelling in Japan's Tokushima prefecture I came across a museum which might go some way to dispelling of this cruel myth. The Naruto German house, which is located in the town of Bando, is a celebration of the German POWs who were imprisoned here during the First World War, when Japan was actually fighting on the side of the Allies and helping the British to attack what was then the German Empire. And while a prison camp might not be the most likely of places for heartwarming cross-cultural relationships, it actually ended up paving the way for one of history's greatest interracial love scenes, and proof once and for all that the Japanese cared deeply about Germany and German culture. I decided to check out the Naruto German house for myself. So behind me is the Naruto German house, which is going to tell us all about how the Germans lived in Japan. Apparently, as prisoners, they were pretty happy. The Japanese loved them, and they loved the Japanese people. Now, usually when we think of a prison camp, we think of something to be actively avoided. But as luck would have it, the Japanese took quite a shine to their German prisoners, viewing them as highly cultured and hard-working, and delighting in their blonde hair, tall stature, and mastery of the chin-up. Besides, as historians often note, the Japanese Empire was kind of created in the image of the German Empire, so to many Japanese, they were simply honoured to have in their presence a collection of living and breathing Germans. So much for the notion that Japan doesn't give a flying fuck about Germany. Because they obviously do. So this looks really bad, and you notice that it looks a bit like a Nazi symbol, but it's actually just a Buddha symbol. But I can see how it would freak a few of you out, or get some of you quite excited. Now soon the German prisoners became an everyday feature of the local Japanese community, who would lovingly refer to them as Mr. German or Deutsche-san. Although soon this got a little bit out of hand and the Japanese started to refer to the Germans as Mr. German like everywhere they went, like Ohayo Deutsche-san, Deutsche-san, genki desu ka? Deutsche-san, sausage, tabemasen ka? Offensive? A little bit. But it was a small price to pay for getting a chance to live in the First World War's most chillaxed prison camp. But the museum doesn't simply focus on World War I. Attempts are also made to give Japanese visitors a taste of typical German life. Now whether or not it's an accurate portrayal, well, I'll leave that for you to decide. Now the Germans were so grateful to the Japanese that they agreed to be killed and turned into Japanese Beethoven playing robots, so that they may perform classical music to Japan for all eternity. The whole experience was wild from start to finish, and I think it perfectly illustrates the bond between these two proud nations. So if you're German and feeling a little bit unloved by the Japanese, I think that the Naruto German house proves once and for all that the Japanese really do care deeply about Mr. German and Mr. German culture. So much so that only 2 decades later the Japanese would actually team up with Mr. German, and if that's not true love, I don't know what is. Anyway, I've been Pete Fondlepark. Subscribe, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and down the street. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
You always look disappointed, don't you?
He's a grumpy man.